good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. I'm Anna, your host. I'm a retired school teacher. I'm an educational consultant, an author, a jury consultant. I dibble and dabble a little bit in health and wellness. And I'm also a certified cake instructor. So I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversations. Each episode, we dive into topics that enrich our lives, from educational and personal development to health and wellness, and of course, the art of beauty and jewelry making. This is done by providing workshops and guest speakers and hands-on experiences. And so I'm asking you to join me as we explore inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical advice to help you have a blessed and fulfilling life. Thank you again for joining in and tuning in to Sweet Blessings, where every conversation is a treasure. So, let's begin. Okay, hold on. We have been um, dibbling and dabbling in a new series, Life's Lessons Over Coffee. And tonight, I want to say welcome to everyone. But I also want to tell you to grab your coffee, your tea, whatever you're drinking, whatever makes you feel warm and comfortable, and let's slow down for a few moments and have a heart-to-heart conversation. Tonight's life lesson is simple, but it's powerful. You don't have to have it all figured out. If you haven't figured that out by now, you're never going to have it all figured out. So you don't have to have it all figured out. Sometimes we place so much pressure on ourselves to know exactly where we're going, what we should do next, and how everything will turn out. But life doesn't always give us the complete plan. Sometimes it only gives us enough light for the next step. So we're going to take a commercial, and we're going to come back, and we're going to kind of delve into this conversation, which is a very interesting conversation tonight. We do have a comment, I believe. A few comments. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to show it. I don't want to mess up anybody's name, but hello, how are you? And thanks for joining. And okay, I have cookies. Oh, I don't know what that means, but okay. Okay, thank you for joining me this evening. We are going to take that commercial, and then we're going to come back and we're going to delve into this today's or tonight's coffee conversation, okay? Okay, we are back. Short, but to the point. That is Anna's Lifestyles. That is my brand that I am promoting. And but we're going to delve right into, I'll talk about Anna's Lifestyles later on in the program. But we're going to delve right into tonight's coffee conversation. And I want to ask you, have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, they really have everything together? I know you've done this because we all have done it. They got it together. Ooh, I'm envious. Their career looks successful. Their family appears happy. Their business is growing. Their social media page looks perfect. Well, tonight we're talking about you don't have to have it all figured out. And our coffee conversation, I know you're sitting there wondering, because we all wonder this. Excuse me. Am I doing enough? Mine is, am I doing too much? Am I too late? Because sometimes I thought because I was later on in age, you feel like you're too late. I'm just putting myself in this perspective and sometimes how I have felt as I have been going on doing my business career or thing. Did I miss my opportunity? I ask that all the time. Am I too late? Did I miss my opportunity? And exactly what am I supposed to do next? I don't know. That is what we are going to talk about tonight. And I'm going to tell you what I really and truly have learned over the course of all of this. Most people are figuring life out one day at a time. I'm going to repeat that. Most people are figuring out life one day at a time. We may see their accomplishments, but we don't always see their questions, their disappointments, the delays, the prayers, the mistakes, and moments of uncertainty. Life is not a test where we must have every answer before we begin. Life is a journey, learning, growing, trusting, and becoming. So there are a few lessons that I truly believe that we need to learn. So let's look at lesson number 1. Many of us wait for complete clarity before starting the first step. We say, I'll start when I know exactly what to do. I have said that many times. I got to read up on this before I get started because I got to know exactly what I need to do. I'll move forward when everything is perfect. I don't think I said that one because I do realize that everything is never ever going to be perfect. You want it to be, but it's not going to be. I'll try when I'm certain I won't fail. Okay, I'll do that later, You know, the thing about it is we have all said these things, whether you want to admit it or not. And it doesn't, and I don't mean when you're going into business or anything, just in life general. These are things that I feel that we have all said. But, lesson number one, I want to let you know that clarity often comes after you begin. But sometimes clarity doesn't come while we're standing still. It comes while we're moving. We may not know how the entire journey will unfold, but you can make one telephone call, you can write one paragraph, you can attend one meeting, and you can record one video. You can submit one application or ask them a question. One small step can reveal the next step. I told you tonight was interesting. It is an interesting topic tonight. We have a few more a few more comments, but whoever this is, thank you so much. He says you're very pretty. Oh, I'm flattered. Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in. Share my video. Share my video. And subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. If you're on Facebook, you can like or follow. Just support me on all of my social media platforms. I really, really, really appreciate that and the support that you give me, because I'm really trying to inspire, encourage, and empower you to live that fulfilling, blessed lifestyle. It's important that you're happy while you're here on this earth. So if you're just tuning in, we're going over lessons, and the first lesson was clarity often comes after you begin. Clarity does not always come with you when you're standing still. So as we look into lesson number 2, changing direction is not a failure. How many times have you had to change directions? Because I'm going to let you know, changing directions is not a failure. Sometimes we begin one plan, but life takes us in another direction. That does not mean you failed. It may mean you learned something new. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to adjust your goals. You are allowed to release something that no longer fits your purpose. A detour can teach you lessons that the original route never could. And I'm going to let you know that some of the greatest blessings in our lives come from opportunities we never planned for. What felt like a delay may have been preparation. What felt like rejection may have been protection. What felt like endings may have made room for a new beginning. Is this sounding familiar to you tonight? I hope so. Lesson number 3. Trust God with the unknown. Trust God with the unknown. Faith does not mean knowing every detail. Faith means trusting God when the details are still unclear. You know, I always provide you with a scripture. And so tonight our scripture comes from Proverbs 3rd chapter, verses 5 through 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. We want God to show us the whole staircase, but sometimes he shows us only the next step. When you can't see the full plan, just remember what you already know. God is still faithful. Your life still has purpose. Your gifts still matter. Your story is still being written. And you are not walking alone. I gotta look at my notes. You all know sometimes I get ahead of my notes. I believe we're gonna take a commercial though. Yeah, we're gonna take a brief commercial. And then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna do sip and reflect. Sip and reflect. I'm drinking lemonade tonight. You know, when I do my podcast, you know, sometimes I drink coffee in the morning. I'm not a coffee drinker. Sometimes I drink it at night, but most of the time I drink coffee in the morning, and I really only have 2 cups, you know. And I think I really want to try to get out of drinking, you know, those 2 cups. But whatever your beverage is, that's what you should be drinking this evening and relaxing and just enjoying the show. So let's take that commercial, and then when we come back, we are going to talk about a little sip and reflect. All right, welcome back. That is Cachet. That is Paparazzi's new 18 karat gold jewelry, and it is they're offering that as a subscription. And down at the bottom, you'll see my website. You can go there if you're interested in that and look at it, that subscription thing. And also, you can look at the other jewelry and see some of the other things that I have to offer you on on the website. And I also included my shop in the video. So the last thing that you saw, I should put it on here so that I can, you know, show it on the bottom. But I did include that as well. So we are now going to move on to a sip and reflect moment. So, where is the one area of my life or your life where I have been pressuring myself to have everything figured out? Well, mine is my business, Anna's Lifestyle. Now, I learned something today. Here I am thinking, well, I do have a multifaceted business, but it's not this business over here. It is one business, Anna's Lifestyle, one ecosystem. That's what I learned today. Whereas before, I was treating these entities as separate, and they're not. They're not separate. They're under one umbrella, Anna's Lifestyle. Then it says, now ask, which is one small step, or what is one small step I can take without knowing the entire plan? Well, I think I took that step because I was unsure. Remember at the beginning, I told you I had a lot of questions. Am I too late? Or, is this happening? Well, what I did today was I seeked some help to help me kind of put it all together. That's how I came up that it was with one ecosystem. I want to tell you all, it's okay to get help. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. Maybe y'all do, but I don't. But I am resourceful. If it's something that I want to know about, I am going to look it up. I'm going to look it up. And in this day and age, you can practically look up anything. So I took that one small step by learning that I already had done because I felt like I couldn't move forward because I wasn't working cohesively, but evidently I am, and evidently I'm moving in the right direction. Let's put it like that. I think that I am moving in the right direction. Okay. So, I think I've already told you Anna's life lessons, but that's the next slide. Here is today's lesson to carry with you. You don't need the entire map to begin the journey. You want to trust God, trust the process, and take the next faithful step. Remember, every step is a faithful step. Your life is still unfolding. There are blessings ahead that you cannot see yet. Keep moving, keep learning, and keep believing. I'm going to tell you all, if you don't believe that, look at me. Use me as an example. My life is still unfolding, even though I'm retired as a teacher. Me being a teacher, I'm still a teacher, but you know where I worked in the school system. And you would think that my life was done after I retired, but it's not. I'm still on that journey. I'm still learning, and I'm still moving. Isn't that wonderful? I think it's just fabulous. Now, I am going to give you a challenge. You know, I always give you a challenge. So it's a weekly coffee challenge. You know, I come on here every week and I ask everybody questions. I ask for feedback. And it's so disheartening. I might get one or two, but I would like for more people to come on because you know what? You just can't learn from me. You can learn from others. And I don't care how it is, someone somewhere can listen to your story. It might help them. Just keep that in mind, please. So, this is going to be your weekly coffee challenge. I think I did write it down. Let's see. Yes. I want you to choose one thing you have been delaying because you don't have it completely figured out. Then I want you to take one small action toward it. You can make the call. You can write the idea down. You can ask for help. You can complete the form. You can begin the project. You can say a prayer. What did I say? Take one small action toward it. Not a major. Small. You can call. Write down your idea. I'm good at writing down ideas on little pieces of paper. Then when I think about the idea again, I can't find the little piece of paper. But that's okay. I wrote the idea down. It'll come back to me. Maybe it'll come back to me in a different or a better way. But it will come back to me. Go ahead and begin the project. Say the prayer. I mean, I have said many times, Lord, I'm going to do this, but I don't know what I'm doing. I swear. I'm going to start this, but it works out. It works out. So at the end of the week, write down what that one step taught you. Write down what that one step taught you. Okay, I want to stop here because, let me see, I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about me. I I do have a website. You just heard me at the beginning talk about my brand that and I've learned something today. You can tell I'm a little peppy, but I try to learn something every day. But I learned something about my business today. And I was beginning to feel overwhelmed. You know, I felt like I was, you know how you feel like you pull and you're going in all different type of directions. And I just could not seem to kind of get it together on what exactly was my next step. So, I do have a website, you all. This is my website. Feel free to go there. It's Anna's Lifestyles LLC. And there you will see all kinds of things. You'll see my podcasts. You'll see the type of activities that I like. I do bake. You'll see I offer classes in baking private and virtual. I do dibble and dabble a little bit in gardening, which I have not done. I'm not going to say I haven't did gardening this year, which is because I have. I just have not been reporting because I've been in school so much. I've been taking so many courses that I have not had the chance to get out there and just videotape and show you some of the things that I have done in my garden. I'm very proud of it, and I am going to get out there and do, because I believe in gardening, and I always tell people, if you're interested in gardening, there's all kind of ways you can garden. You don't have to have a lot of land to garden. I have experimented in different ways. Okay, and so I do have some plots of garden, but I also have some bucket gardens as well. So I even have gardens inside my house, okay, where I grow herbs and stuff like that. So I do a lot of things, and a lot of those things that I do are on that website. But also, I am on Facebook 3 times a week with my jury and also with my podcast. The podcast is streamed everywhere. Okay. When you see all of those things at the bottom, let me see. I don't think you'll see them at the end. But when you see like Apple and Roku, all of those, the podcast is streamed globally. I do have my latest stats or on it. Let me see if I can find it for you. Maybe not. We'll see. Is this it? Let's see. Nope. I thought I had it. Oh. There it is. So this is my latest uh, numbers, and I I don't know if you all heard that because I think I was backstage, so I'm going to repeat it. I want to say thank you for joining me for another cup of coffee or encouragement on life lessons over coffee. Remember, you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not required to have every answer. Take life one lesson, one prayer, and one cup of coffee at a time. If this message encouraged you, please share it with someone who may be feeling uncertain about their next step. I'm hoping that some kind of way this episode has inspired you. I'm hoping that some kind of way this episode has encouraged you. And I'm trying to truly hope that I have empowered you to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. You know, as I close, I want to leave you with, my 3 L's. I close all of my, whether I'm going live with my, jury or anything like that. I always close with my 3 L's. So if you follow me, you know what they are. The first L is to live. Remember to live your life to the fullest. Life is short. Try to get as much out of it as you can. The second L is to laugh. Make sure you find some parts or something to bring laughter into your life, because laughter is so good for the soul and it makes you feel better. The third thing is to love. All of them are important, but love is important. You want to try to love everyone, but I know it's very difficult. Sometimes I used to tell everybody what my grandmother said, baby, you can love everybody. You just have to love them with a long wooden spoon. Okay? I used to tell people that, but it's the truth. She would say that. But that's important too. But the most important thing to love is you. Self-love. It's very, very important. So, until next time, continue to let your light shine. Be intentional. Live blessed. And remember, you are still becoming everything God created you to be. I'm Anna, and this has been Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where our mission is to inspire, encourage, and empower. Have a blessed evening. See you next week.